Hello everybody. I want to share with you some cards that I worked on yesterday. I'm on vacation this week and I'm supposed to be cleaning my house. But you know, inevitably I always end up in my craft room. So I spent the morning working on a few cards, just playing with my Stampin' Up supplies, and I made this one using the I think it's called Dragonfly Dreams. Yeah, Dragonfly Dreams, and just a couple of different inks. This stamp actually came from another set called Endless Thanks. And then this is some ribbon in the color Pool Party. And I just used it has like a background stamp and it's only about yay big. And I just kind of stamped it, you know, here and there in different colors. And I didn't stamp it like first generation. I did a second generation stamp with all of them, so they were kind of muted. Same with the Dragonfly Wings. I did that as a second generation stamp with that color. Actually, I did second and third generation because I stamped it and I didn't quite like it. It wasn't full, so I stamped it again and it made it a little darker. But for this, I did full on for the body of the Dragonfly. That's a first generation. If you don't know what first generation, second generation, and third generation stamping are, it's where so when you ink up your stamp and you stamp it, that's a first generation. If you stamp it again without re-inking it, that's a second generation. And then sometimes you can do a third stamp, and that's first, second, third generation. So I did this card. Not really anybody in mind, I just made it. And then I did a couple of thank you cards for my other direct sales business. On some of the ink colors that I have the coordinating design series paper. For this color, I do not. So this little background stamp is from Best Birds. And then this big O thank you was a celebration stamp that I got, and I think it's called So Very Much. So Very Much. So it's this really large thank you sentiment, and then it's got little sentiments that says, you know, for your kind words or something like that. I think there's like 4 different little sentiments you could put under it. But I just put thank you. And so what I did is I have this gigantic diagonal stripe stamp. And so I just inked it up and stamped it onto some regular copy paper. Well, it's premium grade copy paper, so it's just a little thicker than regular copy paper and a little smoother. And then I cut it down to size, and that's what I used as my background paper for this one. I did that with 2 of the colors, actually, because 2 of the colors that I chose to stamp this stamp with, I didn't have the coordinating paper, so I made my own. There's a plane going over. And then I made this one for my son. His birthday is Sunday. And this is very similar to other, you know, cards I've made. I really like this design, this simple design. This is an example of first, second, and third generation stamping. So I used the same color on all 3 of these colors, if you can see. So like right here, where it's really, really light blue, that's a third generation stamp. And then the next shade up, which would be like right here, is a second generation, and then here is a third generation. So that was Tempting Turquoise is what I used for this. And all 3 of those shades are the same stamp. I inked it up and I stamped it twice, and then I did the lightest shade. And then I inked it up and I stamped it once, and then I stamped it on here for the second lightest shade. And then I inked it up and I stamped it directly on here for the darkest shade. So this is my card from my baby boy who turns 18 on Sunday. And out of habit, I stamped it vertically on the back, but it's a horizontal card. And then I used the High Tide stamp set. I I just colored up an image, or I stamped out an image just for future use. I have a friend that really loves lighthouses, and I sent her a card just the other day, but this is for a future use card. So I love the stamp set. It's so pretty. So it comes with this this scene for the ground right here. And so what I did is I stamped this in one shade of brown, and then I took this stamp right here and inked it up in a little bit darker shade and kind of stamped it sporadically throughout so that you have that gradient of color. And then I used the two different colors for the lighthouse. I stamped this one in Island Indigo, and then I used this one in the Real Red. And I love it. So it really gives a good shadow. The blue mixed with the red gives a good shadow for the red. I love it. So this is a future card for my friend, who I won't say her name just in case. I don't think she does subscribe to my channel, but just in case. And if she does, she probably knows it's for her, because she loves lighthouses. And then in the late evening, where am I on time? In the late evening, I worked on my papered pumpkin kit that I got in my startup kit. This is an old paper pumpkin kit. This particular one isn't available anymore, but if you sign up for Paper Pumpkin, you just go to my website, Mad for Pigs, MAD4PIGS.stampinup.net, and there's a link in there to sign up for Paper Pumpkin. And so what Paper Pumpkin is it's a monthly kit that comes directly to your door. $19.95 US, $29.95 Canada. That includes shipping and everything. I mean, you're not going to pay $19.95 plus hidden fees or anything. It's $19.95. Hi, Ozzy. And the kit comes to your door, and it's a surprise as to what's in it. Sometimes it's for making cards, sometimes it's treat bags, different things. This particular one was to make 3 cards with envelopes, 3 note cards with envelopes, and then these little pocket things. So what I did is you get an exclusive stamp set in the Paper Pumpkin, and so I just used one of the empty cases that I ordered and put it in there with a little the little instruction sheet. And so this shows you how to make all of these items. I didn't make these little pocket card things. I just did the cards and the note cards. I'll show you what I mean. And I had an extra little piece of paper. I don't know if that was intentional in everybody's kit or what. So it came with like these little cutouts to make like a library envelope, you know, or a pocket envelope, and it comes with little cards for it. Well, I decided not to do these because I think I could use them more in like an album or something like that, so I'm going to save those. I had a few, like some twine and some burlap left over. So the little note cards, really cute. If you're somebody who likes to make cards but lacks, like the thought process like me, I need to see somebody else's work to get an idea from that. And so this is awesome. So like this, this original idea actually had some of this twine like looped around and stuck behind it, and I don't care for that, so I just left that off. I could have changed up the stamp or the stamp color. I could have changed the sentiment in here, but I just chose to go ahead and follow the instructions. So I've got these 3 little note cards, and then I made the 3 cards that came with it. And again, I could have left off this piece or this burlap. I really love the burlap. I could have left off, you know, this piece. You can do with it what you want. I could have changed the sentiment, but I really thought it was cute, so I went ahead and I made them because it's nice to have a couple of cards made up. So I've got 3 of those, and then I've got 3 envelopes for them. I don't know. Oh, there they are. I have envelopes for the note cards as well, but I didn't stamp on them because it shows you make like stamping, like this stamp right here, this top and bottom stamp right here. And I just didn't do that. I just figured I'd leave them blank. So these envelopes are really thick. Like, it feels like they're made out of cardstock. They're really, really thick. So that's what I worked on yesterday. And I have plans on working on an album for my son. So we'll see what I can get done in the next couple of days before I go back to work. So the kit came with some dimensionals and some glue dots. I'm definitely going to order some Stampin' Up! Glue dots. I didn't realize they were this small. Holy cow. I was like, oh, I don't need to order Stampin' Up! Glue dots. I have my own glue dots, you know? But the glue dots I have are a 3/8 millimeter. And I didn't realize they made glue dots smaller than that. So I'm going to order some Stampin' Up! Glue dots because these are tiny and they're perfect like for sequins and stuff. So I saved those. I just went ahead and used my regular glue dots, and I just used my ATG tape instead of the glue dots where it called for it. So I hope you guys are having a great week. It's finally Friday. Yay! I've been on vacation all week, but still, I'm always happy for the weekend. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.